So when I was starting out in trading about, I would say 3 years ago now, what made a Discord server worth it, right? That would be the thing I didn't know when I was new. So of course I would get random messages from bots or people who I guess just spam message everyone to join a server, right? And I would join the free version, of course, because I was new, had no idea what was happening, had just started trading, didn't even know what it meant to do options or how to identify anything in a given chart, right? And when I was new, I didn't know, which server is going to be good. Is it because of the number of people they have giving announcements? Is it the quality of their charts? Is it the amount of live streams they do? What is it, right? What can make a good server? Now, my name is Amir Malik. I'm a doctor here in New York. And on my free time, I like to go ahead and just make some calls, make some plays, try to share my knowledge of whatever I am going to be doing on my server and on my trading days. And as I was joining various servers, I started seeing all kinds of things, right? There's a few different types of servers out there. One is the one where it's a guy, single person, just going ahead and talking about all kinds of things, nonstop announcements, nonstop alerts, nonstop messages, just going on and on and on. And I had no idea what this person was doing, right? So they would be like, "Oh, look, I made an entry on this stock. We'll just say stock X, which is actually a stock, but I'm just making something up. X. Oh, look, I'm entering X. Oh my God, look, X just went up $3. I just made $3,000." And then they just keep talking about it, and I would finally see that alert maybe a minute or two later, and I would go ahead and join in. And then right in that time of 2 minutes, which is quite a long time when it comes to the world of stocks, is when it starts going down. And they never said it. They never said, "Oh, don't buy it anymore." Right? That's one. And this person is someone that constantly is able to see from various websites like the one right here, Finviz, or many other websites that are out there that talk about volume, how many people are going into a stock, or percent change if there's any stock that's suddenly going up like a good 10, 20% out of nowhere, and start sending out alerts. Their goal is usually to get a lot of people to start buying it also so that it continues going up. But you have to keep in mind that this person that's making the alert has already bought it, right? So like that person would buy stock X, then when I buy it, at that time he's benefiting from the fact that I bought it and that everyone else is buying it, and that's when he sells it, right? So now after I bought it, he can sell it, and then it will start going down. And this was a repetitive thing that would become a problem in that server, and that's when I knew something must be wrong here. Excuse my parrot downstairs having a fun time. The other type of server is the one that has 4 to 5 what they like to call analysts, right? People that are going to be calling alerts on various different things. And usually each of these analysts have a different sector they play on. So right here you can see different sectors on this chart from Finviz, whether it's tech, communication service, healthcare. They've picked one niche, and that's what they work with. So now some of these niches are much more expensive. For example, if you're buying options on something like Amazon, Google, Tesla, they can be really expensive contracts. And of course, the stock itself is very expensive. There was minimal education most of the time, and then they would say, "Oh, buy this, buy that." And by the time I would buy it, it would go up a little bit. But by the time they would give their exit alert, it had already gone down for me as well. And my profit would be far less than theirs, but it was profit and it was a good start, and they would catch you with that, right? These servers will get you with these nice catches, and you'll feel good about it, and then you're just like kind of trusting them, right? And eventually what you start noticing is that they only made maybe 3 or 4 calls, and you might have joined one, and since they already made thousands, they're done for the day, and they'll announce it. They'll even say, "Oh, that was a great day, we made so much, I'm done for the day." And you get caught in this psychological factor of, "Oh, we made thousands," but it was really just them. You didn't make that much. You didn't make any of it, or maybe at best you made 100, right? And you might feel good about it, but in the long run, it ends up being a problem. In the long run, it ends up being quite difficult to figure out what do you do when they're done making calls, but now you're ready to buy shares, right? Because maybe you weren't ready at market open 9:30 a.m., right? Or maybe you were on at 9:30 and no plays were happening, and then they decided to start making plays at like 1 p.m., but you're busy now. You have to go out or something. Not everyone that joins the server is a full-time day trader doing this for a living and so on. That's the second type of server. My problem with that server was that there were different niches, not enough education, no real focus, and I had no knowledge of my own to utilize when it went into buying any of these options, because this person might know much more about tech or healthcare than I do, and I can't be a part of that, right? The third type of server is the person who simply sends out alerts. They'll be like, "Oh, buy this at $5." Right? So $5 option is a $500 contract. And then a few minutes later, they'll be like, "Oh, I just sold it at 6, just sold another one of it at 7, and then I'm closing all now at 8." And you see that, and you're like, "Wow, this person was able to buy it at 5 and sell it at 8." So basically, they made $300 on that play. And depending on how many contracts they had, it's 300 times that. Any proof? Not really. Very rarely do they actually show you, "Oh, look, I'm in. This is how many I bought. This is when I sold it. This is where I got in. This is what you should do. When should you not do it, etc., etc." Any background on that trade, any education on that play when it's about to come. Oh, look, we just got another message. Let's see who this is. So here's another spam invitation, right? So this person, there's a bunch of them. When you join multiple servers, people from some of these servers are just spam bots. If you reply, they'll probably ask you for something stupid like money or crypto or some other silly thing like that, right? Got to be very careful with these. Now, the next type of server that was very annoying to me, probably my least favorite, is the ones you find on TikTok, right? People that go on TikTok and be like, "Ooh, did you catch that stock when it went up 100%?" Everyone on my server did. And you're like, "Oh wow, so if this person was able to catch this one stock that went up 100%, I should join their server. Next time another stock is about to go up like that, they'll alert me. I'll get in with them, and then I'll also be able to make 100%, which means you basically doubled whatever you put in. So you'll buy one at maybe $50, and you'll make a $100 back, and that's it, right? Times whatever the number of stocks or contracts you bought. That occurrence, theoretically speaking, every day there's a stock that goes up 100% or more every single day. But imagine that if this person's so good, they'd be able to catch that every day. They'd be able to alert you on time. You'd be able to get in and double your money every day. It doesn't happen like that, right? So it was a false world. And it's very, very crazy how this works because I fell into it too. You fall into this thought process that we collectively made our money double and it was never you. It was just them. And you feel happy for them and you want to celebrate. Maybe you even took a loss on that play and you, instead of blaming anyone else because you can't really blame anyone, it was your decision to buy it, you end up just deciding to not blame yourself either and just be happy that it happened, right? You create this mental world. Really problematic. Now, my server I created by actually, being a part of multiple different. So I got one, two, three, four, five, six. These are the only ones I'm really a part of, and then I have some others that are here. Sometimes I'll check their free alerts or see what the people in the chat are talking about. What I do on my server is a multitude of things. For one thing, I'll definitely share, when I get in, I'll show you where I bought it and where I sold it. You can also see how many contracts I bought because I'm trying to be safe. This was a single play right here that made $90, right? Just a single play. Nothing crazy, right? Cisco recently dipped. I went in, I bought it. I bought a bunch of contracts, $832 right there on that single play. Sell it, take your profits. A lot of these don't talk about, a lot of these servers don't talk about, "Oh, make sure you take your profits. Just sell. Don't worry. I know you made 800 and then it probably went up to like 2000. Don't worry about that part. You're happier as someone that made 800 and then the stock went up like crazy, as someone that didn't make anything and the stock went up like crazy, or you lost money and that's the worst case scenario, right? That you don't want that. You should never be really losing money. And there's got to be education there for, oh, if it's falling below this value, make sure you tap out. Yes, beeper, I'll be right there. He loves making sounds when I'm talking. Now, on my server, what I do besides that is I'll be here. I'll be talking to the people that are here. We have 9 active people, a couple others that are part of the group. They're not online right now. And we have a bunch of people that talk here regularly, right? And we'll all communicate about things. I'll talk about things. I make alerts. So every single day I go online. This was today. This morning I talked about a stock. I gave background information on what they're doing, why I like them or dislike them, why I think certain things are going to happen, what plays to do. When should you get in? Should you buy now or should you buy after it breaks a certain point? And that's how it's supposed to be. You don't buy a stock until it breaks out of, right? You don't buy even calls for it until it breaks out of any trends it might be doing. And then I'll share a chart. I'll show you all my target points. I'll show you all the things I think are resistances or supports. And then we move on to the next thing, right? We'll go same kind of thing, giving you all the information you need so you know what's happening, so you know what I'm thinking, so you know what the play is, showing you the chart as a sense of not really proof because none of this is ever solid, right? But it's better than trading blindly. A sense of understanding of why I think a certain thing is going to happen. Talked about Lucid, talked about Roblox, right? And I discussed the topic about Costco. And look, most important thing, I let you guys know. I mention it. If it's going to sound risky and you're not at a position where you can do risky trades, you just don't do it, right? um, News and data. Always got to know if you're trading stocks. You have to understand the stocks are a national thing. It's all over America, right? Everything that's happening in America. You need to know what's happening in America. You need to know what's happening in finances. If JP is going to be talking, if the president is going to be saying something, you need to understand market conditions. Right. I'll also talk about why something might happen, whether a CEO did something, someone stepped off, like the Twitter CEO just resigned right now. Right. And then after that, once the day begins, so these are posts I'll give in the morning, right? News and data, stocks on watch, stocks that I have critically high hopes for on that given day. And then when the day begins, I'll start sending out alerts, right? This contract, that contract, takes profits, take it now. Another contract, I'll let you know what the price targets are, what price targets to hold for. I'll often even let you know, hey, if it doesn't hit that target and it falls below this value, just sell. Minimize your losses, right? You don't want to hold and wait. And then other days, I'll talk about swing trades, right? Trades that you can do where you buy today and sell later, right? All kinds of plays. I'll let those alerts go through, and then I'll share profits, right? And everyone else is allowed to share profits, right? Like right here, we can see Alan bought something, $800 gain, great for him. Um, my own Amazon play I did, right? I bought the contract at 594, sold at 650, single contract, small gain, but these small gains add up, just like small losses can add up, right? And I keep it very transparent. I'm always available for chit chat. I'm always available for any questions someone might have. I also do a lot of chart analysis. And then on weekends when the stock market is obviously closed, I'll discuss big time on crypto, and I'll discuss big time on education, learning, how to look at charts, how to have the right psychology to trade better. If you're going through a tough time, like a breakup, someone died, or just any other blues, you don't want to be trading, right? Because that's when you become, and you might not even know, but that's when you become self-destructive. Not the right thing to do. Self-destruction in the trading market, extremely common. Is one of the smoothest suicide methods there are out there, where you basically drown yourself by buying something that you weren't sure about, buying it after eyes sold or after the positions have closed and everyone's done, and then watching your money sink and letting your depression kind of feel even better. It's so big to understand the psychology of trading. So big. Huge topic, right? I'll talk about candles to watch, using trading view and how to use trading view to understand where things are moving, using TD Ameritrade for trading rather than Robinhood. I only utilize Robinhood when I go live because it's the only platform where I can like open something up and my own information isn't there, right? Like I don't have any personal name or anything like that. Here you can see a play I did today, right, where I bought one contract of a $56 Pfizer call. I'm up $8 and I'm swinging this into tomorrow. Reason for that being, of course, the new COVID stuff that's happening with the Omicron. You can see here Pfizer is the only one that's green in the healthcare sector, right, when the day ended. And it all goes together. There's multiple different things to look at to actually utilize where you want to be in when you make a play, right? When you join this server, you get up-to-date news, up-to-date alerts, and every single day, the goal is to at least make $100, at least minimum, every single day. That is what allows you guys to not only pay for the subscription but also justify day trading. If you didn't make $100 at least every single day when you day trade, then something is not right, right? In the real world, though, with the day trading that we do, there's been about $500 to $1,000 a day every single day in trading. The alerts that come out, the plays that are made. I also go live, right? So there's a day trading lounge here. I also have a YouTube channel, which is where you're watching this video. And I go live here as well sometimes, where I'll talk about plays that are going to be made today, plays that you need to be a part of. once you're going to join. I try to go live before the market opens so I can discuss everything that's about to happen on that given day, and then you can go ahead and make plays. Now, joining this server is going to be one of the ultimate things. The most unique thing about this server is the fact that I'm part of multiple other paid servers where I get to see if other people are calling the same thing. For example, if in 2 to 3 of these servers everyone is saying buy AMD options, you know for sure that this is going to go up. And by for sure, I mean like you know more than the typical average person, right? And nothing is ever 100%. You don't know 100% something is going to go up, but it becomes closer to 100% at that point, and that's when you know you should buy, right? So I gather information from multiple servers, take all of their knowledge, and then I also share analytical information, right? I'll share charts just so you can prepare. Like I'll start putting out technical analysis on Tesla charts, about to tell you when it's about to break out, Facebook, Amazon, Google. Oftentimes I'll make these charts, and then right after making the chart, it starts breaking out. Like there was one time where, well, not one time, many times, but the most recent time was, let's see. Actually, all of these are showing you like a breakout was predicted, and then it started breaking down even more, right? It's like a bear flag kind of thing that happens. It's all the time. There was the one that I'm thinking of right now that I really want to talk about was there was a time with Tesla, I believe. Yeah, right here. So like I posted a chart about right here Tesla, right? And then moments later that went through, that worked out. It broke out. This is GameStop right here. Let me see what the Tesla one is. The Tesla one that I posted where it actually broke out right after the post. That was amazing. That was actually really, really fun because it went to show you how much it actually matters to be looking at charts. You got to be able to see what's to come. And you see, I'm like sharing all these updates of like things I'm watching, things I'm trading, so that you're not trading blindly, right? Like there has to be some background to every trade you make. I can't even find where that specific Tesla one that came to my mind was when I started talking about this right now. But it happens. It happens all the time. I'll make a chart about something. I'll talk about how I think is going to break out, right? And then it breaks out. That's one right there that I can show you right now. And all these charts are here. All these charts are here. We'll be talking about puts printing because I knew it was, well, not knew, I had a feeling it was going to shoot down, and it did. And these lines are supports and resistances, right? Like if it doesn't work out according to the lines I'm drawing, then I'll never alert to actually buy it, right? And if I ever alert something, I'll let you know, don't buy it if this happens, don't buy it if that happened, don't buy it if it's already at a certain price target, because then if it's starting to hit some of the price targets I've had already, it's very unlikely that it's going to keep going, right? Like if you buy something and you think you have these three price targets it's going to reach, maybe you bought it at 50 and I said that it's going to go to 52, 56, 60. If it's already at 56, it already hit two price targets. So will it go to 60? It becomes less and less likely the more price targets it achieves, right? And sometimes it becomes more likely. So I'll announce all of that, right? I'll say, oh, look, it went to 56. Now it'll definitely go to 60. The chances are very high. And I'll show charts and I talk about all kinds of things here, right? Because these are things you need to know. It's usually a pretty nice and simple, quick read, nothing more than like 1 minute to 2 minutes of time. And then you're aware, right? So you can make your decisions without going in blindly. Right? You need to have the knowledge there to really be able to see what it is you're doing with your money. You can't just have someone tell you to do it and then you go ahead and do it. That's never going to work out. Now, the price of the server, which I can't say right now because it'll be something that'll be changing over time, is justified simply by the fact that it's something that I'm charging simply for the amount of time and effort I put into this stuff I'm putting together for everyone, right? And whatever it is that the price is going to be, you'll make that the first day you trade with me. So it's totally not even really a price. It's like a tiny fee at that point because you're going to go ahead and make it back. And then after that, everything else is your own profit, right? And weekends where I give you knowledge and education and teach you, that in itself is priceless, right? Just education is a huge industry out there where people make money teaching. I do that as well. I have another server where I teach for medical platforms. As a doctor, I'm also an educator. I teach people how to take medical exams, how to prepare for medical exams. I do one-on-one tutoring, stuff like that. Those are expensive courses where they have to learn from me how to study, what to study, how to memorize it, etc., etc., how to prepare for exams because these are big, long, 8-hour exams for the medical license called USMLE Step 1 and Step 2. And that's kind of what happens there. So if you're part of other servers and you're not having good luck, it's not your luck. It's more so that they aren't preparing you well enough. Join my server, come check it out, enjoy, sign up, and make that money and share your gains. Let's do this.